Today on the Seattle Sports Show, we talk about another round of contract signings around Seattle. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are talking about some major signings here in Seattle across multiple teams. Once again, a busy week for Seattle, so let's get into it. The first player we are going to talk about is Ryne Stanek, signed by your Seattle Mariners. With the bullpen mounting more and more injuries in the offseason here. Brash, Santos, that was looking like one of the strongest parts of our team. Just the pitching staff in general, but especially that three-headed monster in the bullpen. Well, again, having injuries there, not sure if everybody's going to be there to start the season. We do not want to start out the season like we did last year, starting off as slow as we did. We want to make sure that the bullpen, is strong as it can be to start the season, so we don't get off to that slow start. And Ryne Stanek can be a big part of that. He was maybe one of the best or the best relief pitchers still out there on the free agent market. He's 32 years old. Coming off of last season, had an ERA of 4.09 in 55 games, 50 innings pitched, or 50.2, at 51 strikeouts and a 1.24 whip. For his career ERA, 3.45, has 347 innings pitched, 406 strikeouts, and a 1.27 whip. Good fastball velocity. He's got a good whiff rate at 30.7% whiff percentage rate. So he can get players to swing and miss. And again, he's coming off of some good seasons with the Houston Astros. So good to get him away from there, right? And hopefully helping out our team now. In general, to me, I think that was a really good move. That was something that was starting to be a worry with Santos getting hurt, with Brash being hurt, and both possibly missing, could be the first few weeks of the season. You had to go out and get the best arm you could to help the bullpen at the beginning of the season here, and it seems like they did that. So there's Ryne Stanek, and then of course, before the trade deadline, the Kraken put out a ultimatum for Jordan Eberle: either sign this extension deal, or it was possibly be traded before the deadline. And a few hours before the deadline was reached, Jordan Eberle did sign that deal, a 2-year deal, 4.75 AAV, average annual value, to stay here in Seattle. And in general, again, I think it's another great move. He is a good, solid player on the ice, and Ron Francis said it in an interview after the trade deadline passed, about how Eberle is important, not just on the ice but in the locker room. He's one of the leaders of this team. Again, our organization is just the third year, so it's going to be a lot of mix of veteran players, but also young players that they're trying to bring up through the system. So you want somebody like Jordan Eberle around for that leadership role. He does have a no trade clause in this contract as well, so probably, you know, shoring up that yes, he will be here for the next 2 years for sure. And he's talked about how he really likes it in Seattle, so yeah, probably going to be here the next 2 years without a doubt. Don't have to worry about a trade unless he demands one. But yeah, to me, good move, good leadership. Again, another point that Ron Francis talked about was Shane Wright. Again, still, I would like to see him. It would only make sense to me that you start getting him up there, getting him experience, like the way you did with Matty Beniers. But he says there's no guarantee that we're going to see him before the end of the year, but it is possible. He was also asked about the trade of Winberg and picking up draft picks, and if it's important for them to pick up draft picks. And he said, he doesn't know if it's necessarily important, but it doesn't hurt because right now they have 32 players in the system, but there's only 3 years. This team has only existed 3 years, and with 7 picks a year, that would only mean 21 players normally. But they've been making moves to pick up extra players, and now they're picking up extra draft picks this year as well. So that just gives them more options in the offseason now to be able to trade prospects or draft picks to go out and get another player they want from another team if there's something out there that they want in a player. All right, so there is Jordan Eberle, and let's talk about Sam Meza. Now, she was the 17th overall pick in this year's NWSL draft. So you were thinking, of course, she's going to sign, but she has officially signed her contract now. So we are very happy about that. She looks like she's going to be a really good player in the league in my eyes. I mean, at 4 years of University of North Carolina, she had 71 starts, 7 goals, 10 assists, 68 shots on goal in total during that time. She was a 2-time All ACC second team selection, and she has been playing in the U.S. Women's National or Youth National Team since 2015. She just was in the the national team's under 23 team this last year. So she's got so much potential, so much upside. As they said themselves, Leslie Gallimore, the general manager, said that trading up to get Sam Meza at 17th was a steal. So glad to see that she has officially signed. And that's going to be the episode today. Let me know what you think of these signings. Did you think it was necessary to go out and get Ryne Stanek? Are you happy that they made that move to help the bullpen at the beginning of the season? Jordan Eberle. I've seen very mixed reactions on this one. Are you excited that he's going to be here for the next 2 years? Do you think it was the leadership role that he plays? Is that important to you? Or do you think, are you one of these players that, or one of these fans that think that this player is just not what you needed to build around going forward? And then Sam Meza, let me know what you think. Again, it just only made sense that she was going to sign a contract, but officially signing and officially, to me, moving into the future for the Seattle Ryne, and should be good for years to come. All right, well, that's the episode. So make sure, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave comments. And then if you're listening on the podcast version, please subscribe, follow, rate, review. And thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with the sea of sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.